Welcome back to another episode of Doing Football. We've pulled a fast one on the subscribers today. Look, it's a football video, not a baseball video. But we did bring a baseball guy here, so that was very smart by us. Maybe a few extra viewers. But while you're here, giveaway. We're giving away a fantasy football championship belt. All you need to do, subscribe to the channel, send us a DM on Instagram or Twitter with a screenshot of your subscription, and you're in.
Nothing better than winning a championship belt at the end of the year.
I would love to be wearing a belt after a sweet victory.
2K push, boys. Get us to 2,000
Yeah, we got to get 2,000 subs.
Getting real close.
Today, sleeper episode. Running back sleepers. We actually ended up taking 3 guys that had similar ADPs. So
Very,
all these
very
guys
similar.
are, I think, after the 7th, 8th round, right?
Yeah.
So running
8th,
back
9th.
sleepers, I think very different guys. And some of them have some more higher risk, higher upside, lower risk, probably lower upside. But why don't we start, Jared, why don't you get started?
All right, I'll start with my guy. It is Damien Harris of the New England Patriots. He has an ADP of 110 or RB 39, so about mid-9th round, I'd say. Look, last year the Patriots' offense was terrible. With Cam Newton under center, they really didn't do very much at all. But Damien Harris still had a couple of good games. He had some games with like almost 20 carries, and he was able to produce. And that was even with having the highest average defenders in the box in the league of 7.4. The second highest stack box rate, 42.3%, and yet he still averaged over 5 yards a carry. So clearly he can get it done, and he has what it takes to be the guy in this offense. Like the issues come with the complete upside of receiving game and touchdowns. Now, obviously the receiving game, he's probably not going to have it. James White is still there. He's going to be the guy for that. The touchdowns, if Cam Newton is the quarterback again this year, I'm a little worried he might not get them. Last year, Cam had 15 carries inside the 5-yard line versus Harris's 3. So very big difference
You
there.
remember the first couple games too, Cam the Seahawks game, it was just Cam.
Yeah.
Get the ball, fucking get behind the center and just run down.
And it worked. It worked consistently.
That's what I think the issue is here. It's
Yeah.
like if that keeps working early in the season, why would they go away from it too?
Yeah.
So I don't think Damien Harris has like this league-winning upside, but to draft him all the way back there for a guy who's going to probably have 15 to 18 carries per game, he's a solid running back 3 to have on his offense. And if, say, Mac Jones does come in at some point this year, then all of a sudden the touchdown upside does go to Harris because Cam Newton's no longer there to take them.
Yeah, I think Harris is like a perfect guy if maybe there's a strategy you have where you find yourself grabbing wide receivers early and you've got one running back going into this later round, and Harris is a safe, really safe play. Like he's going to get his touches, he's going to get the ball at a good volume, and he doesn't have the high upside, but he's very safe in terms of you know what to expect from him week in, week out. If you went running back early, and you have a couple running backs already on your roster, maybe he isn't the guy you go to. Maybe you go for a higher upside wide receiver. But I think if you look at wide receiver early, he's a perfect guy to grab late.
For sure.
Ave, who do you got?
Feels great to be the second guy going here. I love college football. I'll preface that by saying that. And one of my favorite teams last year was North Carolina. So my sleeper is Michael Carter of the Jets. When I look for a sleeper, I look for a guy who's going to be the running back one. Obviously, Damien Harris, good one there too. So I think Michael Carter can be that for the Jets. Obviously, they have a crowded kind of running back room with no one who really has huge upside like Michael Carter, I think, will have. ADP is the running back 36. So he's going in 8th round in 12-team drafts. I'd love to take him as like my third running back. Maybe not my second guy, maybe someone safer for my second guy.
Yeah.
But as a third, I love the upside there. For Michael Carter, played 3 of his 4 seasons sharing time with Javonte Williams at North Carolina. And he was pretty much even on touches and yards with Javonte last season, but he's being talked about way less. Javonte Williams is being talked about as a league winner so far this season, and Michael Carter is just not really being talked about. Obviously, the New York media, they have the most people there. They're obviously going to have their players hyped up, like we've seen Elijah Moore early in this season. Zach Wilson's talked about early in the spring, too. But if we look at these touches, on 156 attempts, Carter had 1,245 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns with 25 receptions and 2 touchdowns receiving. And then Javonte Williams was 157 attempts, less rushing yards, 10 more touchdowns, but same amount of receptions and just 1 more touchdown receiving. I love his ability, especially with Zach Wilson. If you struggle, if you get him there early, he can do checkdowns, he can get the ball, so that receiving ability too.
That's a big thing.
Nice little safety blanket for Zach Wilson if he can't get the ball downfield earlier in the season. agility score was 98th percentile. He's a super shifty back for 5'8", 200 pounds. I like that. He's not going to run downhill. He's not Derrick Henry, obviously. Dalvin Cook. There's not a lot of people who are like that too, right? So you're looking at different profiles there. But his path to playing time too, Tevin Coleman, Ty Johnson, Michael Pirine, those type of guys just aren't very good. I don't think.
Tevin Coleman's like, maybe he's the starter for like the first few weeks of the season, but are any of us going to get behind the guy like that?
No.
They said Michael Carter had an unreal spring too. So if he has a great camp, he has good first 2 preseason games on those couple drives that they let them play. I see no reason why he can't be the running back 1 come opening day.
Yeah,
I think he's got a lot of upside. Like, if he takes over this offense, then he's definitely got that upside to be the guy. Just the question is, will he take over? I don't know if I believe in the talent that much, and I think most NFL teams would agree, seeing as he didn't get drafted until the 4th round.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're going to see that immediate playing time. And the other guys in this offense aren't great, but like Tevin Coleman, Ty Johnson, Michael Pirine, Josh Adams, they're going to get some playing
crowded.
time. Yeah, it's crowded. It's like a bunch of mediocre guys that are just maybe going to get 5 to 8 touches a game.
Yeah. I just think about it as with the fact that he's a great receiving back. He proved it in college. He competed with Javonte Williams and split time with him, so he's a great player. And if these game scripts, which I expect the game scripts to be more pass heavy for them, I think he's going to be the guy that's going to be out there. Only thing I worry about with him as the leader would be he's 5'8". He might not be the goal line. They might use one of these other guys in the goal line.
I was also happy with the split touches in college that he wasn't running to the ground in college like some of these other backs. So fresh legs.
I think we're going to see plenty of less than 5-point weeks from him though too.
Yeah,
like he's going to have those weeks where if they're trailing in games where he might catch a bunch of passes and get a lot of points, but then he's going to have those weeks where he has 7 carries for 22 yards and 1 catch for 5 yards.
That's what you get, though. That's
he is he's still in the 30s here, right?
Yeah.
And there's guys that are going ahead of them that are we're talking about Ronald Jones.
Yeah.
That's
this is
the
why
type
he's
of
a
guy I'm
sleeper.
just not really excited about.
This isn't a league-winning segment. This is a sleeper segment, right?
Yeah,
it's true.
And I think I'd rather take the chance on Michael Carter than I would. If I'm figuring out what the Chase Edmonds, James Conner situation is, I have to figure out who's the leader there. Michael Carter, I think
he's the upside to take over.
Yeah, the competition isn't quite the same. So I'll go to who I have as a sleeper this year. It is a running back in the San Francisco Niners offense, Trey Sermon, another rookie. Trey Sermon right now, his ADP is right around running back 38. Like I just mentioned, guys like Michael Carter, guys like Damien Harris, Mike Davis, Ronald Jones, David Johnson, the running backs out in Arizona as well, are all in around his ADP or just in front of him. The story here for the running backs in Shanahan's tenure has been injuries. We all know it. We've seen it for a number of years now. Jeff Wilson, he just had surgery in May for a torn meniscus.
Done.
Where did that come from? So he's going to be gone till probably November. So there's one guy off the board.
Mostert's always injured. Raheem
Mostert didn't go to OTAs. He's already dealing with a knee injury. And even with Mostert, he's never cracked a 35% snap share, 35% snap share for the team. So at 29 years old, where do they go with a guy like Mostert now that they've drafted and traded up to take Trey Sermon? And Trey Sermon, to me, watch his tape from the Ohio State University.
Yes, sir.
In his one season there as a senior. He's got great wiggle. He can make guys miss, and he's got tackle breaking ability for sure. He doesn't have the breakaway, I'm going to burn you for an 80-yard touchdown that a guy like Travis Etienne will have, but he can definitely turn those, carries that look like 4 yards into 8 yards, those carries that might be lost into a couple extra yards, which are huge for the offense. This is a great third running back for your team. Like I said about the opposite of Damien Williams. Trey Sermon is the guy, if you have 2 great running backs, if you're in the back of the first round and you took Austin Eckler and then you took Antonio Gibson and then you throw Trey Sermon in there as your third guy with crazy, crazy upside in an offense, that zone running scheme that Sermon filled out so well when he was at Oklahoma and with Ohio State. I think he's a perfect guy that has the upside to get a monster amount of carries.
I started off really not liking Sermon just because they have so many guys in that offense.
You don't want to deal with it.
But now that we get further into this offseason, I'm starting to like him a lot more.
At his value or as the player?
Both. And Like, they drafted 2 running backs. Clearly that means they want to change this running back room. If they are willing to use 2 picks on running backs. So Sermon's
quick
the guy.
thing that gets right to that. Shanahan, 12 seasons now as an offensive coordinator and head coach. His top running back, as the average has been running back 19.3 finish. Okay, 5 of those finishes were as the an RB1, so a top 12 running back. I look at 2 that really stick out. Alfred Morris with Washington as a rookie finished as the RB6, RB6. And then Steve Slate in 2008 with the Houston Texans, when Shanahan was the coach, finished as the RB8. Again, another rookie. Devontae Freeman, yes, in his rookie season he barely had any touches, but Shanahan shows up for his sophomore year. He takes off as the RB1 and is a top 12 running back for the next 3 seasons. Moved on from Carlos Hyde after an RB9 season and made investments on younger running backs. Mostert's 29. This is going to be an investment on a rookie that he traded up for, and he's proven that he is willing to put the ball in rookie running backs' hands and let them control the offense. That's like the biggest thing for me, is that investment on a rookie in the 3rd round, traded up. I think Trey Sermon could have the keys to the offense. So
you have all 3 of these guys available at one of your picks in like the 8th round. Who are you taking? Is it your guy that you said today?
I think I'd take my guy over yours.
To me, it depends.
It does depend, though. Yeah.
If you took Austin Eckler and Antonio Gibson, like in your first 2 rounds, you had 2 running backs already. You know, this is usually later. This is like 8th round, right? But like Trey Sermon to me would be the perfect, like, even if it's maybe he's your 4th guy.
Yeah, I think I'm more likely to take Sermon or Carter if I already have 3 guys.
Yeah.
I think Damien Harris is a great RB3, and Sermon and Carter are great RB4s because they might not have as much of a floor, but their ceiling's gonna be a lot higher. So to throw them in at the last spot on your flex, like, I like that a lot more.
Yeah, and Sermon, because of the volume of the rushing attempts for the team, he doesn't have to have more than, like, if he had a 40% share of rushing attempts, I think he's still gonna have a really solid season.
Yeah. So. Especially because this offense runs the ball so often.
Also, Mostert, like 5'8", less than 200 pounds, not going to be getting the goal line carries to me.
You're not going to win your league drafting just high floor guys. You need to take some high ceiling guys here too.
Yeah, especially that's what sleepers are, right? Sleepers are guys that have that underlying upside that can take your team from. Again, I like Damien Harris, but like Trey Sermon could be an RB15, and then you're laughing because you took him as the RB38. Yeah. So.
Trey Sermon, Michael Carter, Damien Harris, who you taking out of those 3 guys?
Yeah, they're literally all right around there.
Right,
so let
in
us
the
know
same
in the
ADP.
comments. Again, and giveaway, Fantasy Football Championship belt giveaway. Make sure you subscribe. Send us a screenshot at Owner's Box on the Instagram. And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.